Hey, what's good, Zara, man? What's up?
Get your ass up.
Oh, man, you always be tripping. What's going on, man?
What's good, Red?
Hey, man, they was clowning you at work today, man.
So?
I mean, we watched the video a couple times, but we really couldn't tell if it was you.
Yo, how's your eye?
Oh, it's cool.
God damn!
What's up, Rock? What's up, Rock? Yo, let me get one of them flyers, man. Man, I ain't giving you shit. You better get the hell out of here before Cat Pop come out here. Man, come on, man. Why you gotta be like that, man? I'm trying to come to class, man. Why you acting crazy?
Man, you need to go do that.
Man, I ain't giving him shit.
Man, what? Man, you ain't gonna give me shit. We need brothers to come to class.
Damn, man. Ite me ya me están rotando. Man, you fucking racist, man. Give me this goddamn flyer, man. You acting crazy, homie.
Man, fuck you.
Oh, shit. T-Bow, nigga.
What? Who?
T-Bow.
Oh, damn, I ain't been to class in a minute. Shit. Oh, shit.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Red? Thanks for the bike. What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing.
I thought you already collected the time.
I did, but I want Red's 10%.
Stall him out.
What's up, Red? What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing, man.
Oh, yeah, you got something.
I ain't got. Hey, man, that's messed up, man.
Shut your ass up or I knock your ass out.
Yo, T-Bow, man, that's messed up, man. Give him his money back.
What money?
Right now. The money.
Hey, man, why ain't y'all help me?
Yeah, man, I paid my tithes.
Man, that's fucked up. If it was y'all, I would have helped y'all.
What about the time he took the ties from me in Zara's backyard?
Oh, that was different.
Man, let's jump him.
Man, sit your ass down, man.
Man, I got mind control over T-Bow. When he here, I pay my tithes. But when he leave, I pay my tithes.
Man, damn, man. I should have just paid my tithes, man.
Man, that nigga gonna cry in the car.
You should have paid his ties.
Shit, real shit.
This shit is endless. What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive. 12 rounds hit hard, and this shit gon' go the distance. Way to exit cool, but wait till you see the interest. Know that we them niggas when we walk inside the entrance. Put me as the GOAT, you should be honored to get a mention. All my clips is standard, but I still get extensions. Switch on the big 30, sound like when it's spitting. Album so high, I had to give them an extension. One West till they bury me. Yeah, that's the commitment. Don't trust the soul, niggas purring or they hit shit. What I speak is the
What's up,
truth.
y'all?
I don't care if it's offensive.
What's up, Red?
Life that I chose, no turning
Thanks for the
back
bike.
in this. They don't
What you got on my ties, homie?
Hey, what's going on, y'all, man? Real quick, I've been on the go, a lot of moving pieces, right? And I'm always kind of spur of the moment. So I'm doing a 50% off sale tomorrow, that's Monday, to kick off my car gas collection. So you can know what I mean, business. Now, the car gas collection is even finer than the pure special edition that I have. So what I've done is found some more concentrated, stronger oils to make for the car gas collection. So those scents are going to be $40 regular price, doing a 50% sale. So tomorrow or midnight tonight, going to be a 50% off. It's 24 hours. So from midnight to midnight. I usually run it to 3 a.m. because I'm on the East Coast so that those on the West Coast can rock out with it. Some of the scents I got brand new now. I just made these. That's why I said I'm always on the go. So some of them I got a name for, some of them I don't. So I'm going to run them down for y'all so y'all can get caught up. Now, just so you know, all of my stuff online will be 50% off, but the car gas is what I want to highlight. So This one I got right here is called P. Do with it as you see fit, but it's called P. This is for women. This one I got here is called Handle Me. This is also for women. This one I got here is called Peaches. Just for the record, it don't smell like a peach. It's just a name I came up with to call it Peaches, all right? This one is called Aaron's Beard. This is for men. You see that beard shining? The concept of this came from Psalms 133, all right? Aaron's Beard. This one is called Power. This is the first one I made in honor of my father. I call it Power because that's how I felt of him when he was in his full state. This one here, I'm thinking this is for men, and I'm thinking about calling it Chocolate. Or, yeah, I think about calling it Chocolate. For men, not sure. But again, like I said, 50% off sale coming to you midnight tonight. Make sure you're in the game. Shalom.
Yeah. What it do? Angry Black Man Media Squad. It's your main man, Chief Sock G. Coming to y'all live with the Angry Black Hour. And that is not at all supposed to be what y'all hearing. Man, salute to ISUPK Delaware School, man. That's what y'all seen in the beginning of the show. Pay your tithes. 10% of all your earnings and increases come to the men of the Lord and the ISUPK. And the money that you send into the ISUPK goes to help the upliftment and the raising up of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to restore them back to the glory that the Most High established for us to have in the beginning. And today's Angry Hour is going to touch on the importance of the work that we do here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and the consequences and repercussions that come from our people not having a government, not having a military, not having an infrastructure in place to be able to care for and to look out for our people. You know what I'm saying? I woke up this morning, and the first thing that was on my mind was just the certain comforts that we get used to living in this land called America, and the things that we are afforded to be able to have, like running water and electricity and air conditioning when it gets hot outside. I'm in the city of Memphis, Tennessee, and it's hot out here in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? But this morning I woke up and I was able to turn on the air conditioning, and I was able to, go in the bathroom and run the water and wash my face, get hot water out of the sink. And I couldn't help but to think about the brothers and the sisters who are in Puerto Rico right now. You understand? If you're not aware, hurricane hit in Puerto Rico over the weekend, knocked out the power to the entire island. The entire island of Puerto Rico, as of right now, is without power. And I can only imagine what it is to go through, not only living through a hurricane, but then in the midst of that hurricane, to lose all of your utilities. You know what I'm saying? Electricity going out doesn't just mean that the electric is messed up, but electricity going out means you don't have any hot water. You don't have any refrigeration. You don't have any access to cell phones. You don't have any access to television, radio, everything. And that's the situation that our people are facing right now. And I got up and I turned on the TV, and the first thing I seen on the TV was them talking about this dead bitch over here in England. You understand? This dead troglodyte, who they're celebrating, who they're worshiping. And it's like, when you see tragedies and natural disasters occur in other nations, the entire earth rallies behind the media machine to, pray for Paris or, pray for Thailand when there's a tsunami that hits. But when a hurricane, an earthquake hits Haiti, they don't stop and they don't pray for Haiti. When there's a hurricane that comes and knocks out the power to the entire island of Puerto Rico, you don't see the hashtag pray for Puerto Rico. You don't see everybody putting the Puerto Rican flag in their profile picture. But that's what we're doing across the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, because the love that we have for our brothers and sisters of all the 12 tribes, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the Boricuas, the Tainos, the Puerto Ricans, the Issacharites, the Mexicans, the Simeonites or the Dominicans, the Levites, who they call the Haitians, the Benjamites, who they call Jamaicans and Trinidadians. You understand? The Naphtalites, who they call the people that's from Argentina. You understand? The Asherites, the people they call so-called Brazilians. You understand? The Gadites, Native American Indians. The Judites, so-called Negroes. You know what I'm saying? These are the people of the Most High. We were given names by our oppressors, but our true identity lies in that book called the Bible. And the Most High, in that book, commanded that we come together and we love one another, and we prefer one another, and we choose one another first. Because we've been in this society, in this captivity here in America, and we've been, stripped away from our history and our heritage and our culture, we don't recognize each other as brothers and sisters the way that we should. But this morning, the thoughts of the brothers and sisters that are down in Puerto Rico is heavy on my heart. I'm praying for them brothers and sisters. And Lord, allow we'll be able to, Most High, open up avenues and ways for us to be able to provide any assistance or any help that we can. And again, that's why it's important, man. You pay your tithes, and ISUPK, we love black people. We love Hispanic and Native Indian people. And when there's tragedies that occur, we shouldn't have to wait on our oppressor to do something. We shouldn't have to, wait to see how we can donate money to the Red Cross, or wait to see if we can donate money, to the Goodwill or this organization or that organization. Well, all of the wealth and the money that is in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian community, we should be able to have our own ships, have our own helicopters, have our own planes to be able to rally support, to be able to provide the resources and the assistance that our brothers and our sisters need. We shouldn't have to go to the government of the people who we know don't give a damn about us. You know what I'm saying? For those brothers and sisters who are from Puerto Rico or who have family in Puerto Rico, you know about the corruption that exists within the government. You know about, the same way it's here in America. How the rich get richer and the poor, nobody gives a damn about them. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why there's no electricity on the island right now. I mean, who's caring about the infrastructure? Who's caring about making sure that the power grid is stable and is getting repaired? Is that something that we're going to depend on our oppressor to be able to do? I remember the last time there was a hurricane down there in Puerto Rico. You couldn't even get water to the people. Couldn't even get them food. Donald Trump said, to hell with them. Well, that's why we have to be responsible to be able to handle the well-being of our people, our goddamn selves. We shouldn't be waiting for the American government to make a move or to care about our people in order to be able to affect some change or to be able to give them the type of resources they need. But who is crying and who is speaking out about there being a lack of an infrastructure, a lack of an organization for our people to be able to take care of ourselves? Only in the ISUPK are you hearing it. Everywhere else, they're going to tell you that we need to vote. They're going to tell you need to go to church and you need to go vote. And you need to participate in the elections. When going to vote and participate in the elections does not change the circumstances or the conditions that our people are in. What good has voting gotten us in Flint, Michigan? What good has voting gotten us in Jackson, Mississippi? Two cities that are on the American mainland where our people don't have fresh running water. You understand? Jackson, Mississippi, man, it is a great evil that the state of Mississippi has always perpetuated against our people. You know what I'm saying? And for a rainstorm to come through Jackson, Mississippi and taint all of the running water in the black parts of the city. But then when you go down there, we went down there to visit. We went there and hand out water bottles and make sure brothers and sisters check on them and see what they needed. You get to the white side of town in Jackson, Mississippi, and they had water tankers for the rich to be able to have running water. But on the black side of town, you was limited to getting 2 cases of water per vehicle. Now, you think about it. You in the summertime in Mississippi, there's no running water. That means there's no water for washing your clothes. There's no water for washing your body. There's no water for cleaning your pots and pans. There's no water for cleaning the chicken if you got to cook. There was no running water at all in Jackson, Mississippi. The National Guard was out there in the black parts of the city handing out water, but they were limiting people to 2 cases per family. Now, you maybe get 24 bottles of water in a case. So 2 cases, that's 48. You got a family of 4, a husband, a wife, and 2 children. How long is it going to take for them to run through them 48 bottles of water when they need water to clean themselves, water to clean their clothes, water to clean their dishes, and water to drink? But that's what happens when you don't have infrastructure in place. That's what happens when you don't have, an organized government that plans for situations and circumstances like this. And that is what's lacking in the black community. But we have it in the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana. You understand? We have the manpower. We have the resources. We just need more brothers and sisters to be aware of what it is that we're doing and to garner your support. So that's what platforms like Angry Black Man Media is geared towards. And salute to Captain Tazaryak and the Cross the Line radio crew. You know what I'm saying? I participated in a discussion last night on Clubhouse, on the WAC 100 side of Clubhouse, or the 100 ENT side of Clubhouse. We now have an ISUPK room where they're able to host different topics and different subjects to be able to break them down. I got on there last night. We was having a discussion on Clubhouse. Again, on the 100 ENT side of Clubhouse, Captain Tazaryak, Captain Katazar, Officer Shapat, or Big Shapeezy down there in Texas, man. Them brothers been doing some work on that Clubhouse. Got a whole section, you know what I'm saying, set aside for the ISUPK to be able to teach and to be able to answer questions and to bring awareness to the work that we've been doing in the community since 1969 to bring our people back to the truth, back to the knowledge of who we are, back to the understanding of what it is we supposed to be doing on this earth and how it is that we supposed to be maneuvering to come together to be able to stand as the Lord's people. And it's amazing, great work that the brothers did, man. Like I said, last night participated in the discussion about the fallen state of black people. And while individually, a lot of us are, it's a lot of people doing good for themselves here in America. A lot of black people been able to carve out a little lane for themselves. You got your little business, you know what I'm saying? You stacking you a little bit of bread, getting you a little bit of money, you paying your bills, got your credit score going up. You know what I'm saying? You're drinking your water, your skin getting clear. Most High in Christ. That's a beautiful, wonderful thing. But what about our people collectively? What about our people, you know what I'm saying, as a unit? As much as you can get success for yourself individually, you're only as strong as your weakest link as a people. And right now, you look in the black community, we are in a hellish condition. We don't have any infrastructure. We don't have any government. We don't have any centralized establishment for the well-being of our people outside of the ISUPK. And for those brothers and sisters that are outside, you don't recognize that you don't know that there's a place where there's resources for you to be able to get help with any and everything that you are dealing with in this oppression. Whether it's mental health services you need, whether it's counseling for trauma or horrible things that you've experienced in your life, whether it's physical, you need to learn how to have some discipline and learn how to get control over your body and learn how to live a life where you are responsible for the decisions that you make and you are in charge of your progression. All of that is here in the ISUPK. If you're hungry, we could feed you. If you're thirsty, we can give you water. If you're naked, we can put clothes on your back. But more importantly, beyond the things that we can do on the surface, we can go inside of the spirit and be able to give you living water as well. Be able to nourish you with food for thought that'll clean your mind. You know what I'm saying? Be able to cover you from the shame of being a people who don't have an identity, who don't have a culture, who don't have a path forward except to follow your oppressor. We can give you back the glory that the Most High intended for you to have from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So everything that we need as a people, everything that we need to have a society, everything that's required for us to prosper and to thrive, the Most High has seen fit for it to be available here in the ISUPK. And so, again, I was on last night on the 100 ENT side of Clubhouse with the ISUPK, and Captain Tazaryak had a room that was called The Fallen State of Black People. We was in there answering questions concerning what's the state of our nation. And it wasn't no coincidence that as we're having that conversation, the news is breaking about Puerto Rico. The news is breaking about what's going on, you know what I'm saying, with the hurricane and with them losing power. And it just goes to highlight the need of the ISUPK for our people. Because without the ISUPK, how do those brothers and sisters get the help that they need? And in that conversation we was having last night, we started to talk about the Bible, started talking about, race mixing and interracial marriages. And question came up about how do you identify someone as an Israelite? And as we were having the conversation, we talked about how being an Israelite is not about your physical appearance. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can't look on the outside and be able to determine who or what someone is. And being an Israelite is something that is in your blood and it's something that's in your spirit. You understand? And so in that conversation, it came up about certain celebrities and their lineage and where their bloodline trace back to. And it was a full-out argument that some cat was having in there. This is a Levite brother. He was full-out arguing with us about not tolerating heathens because you can't blame children for what it is that their fathers have done. He was in there advocating for, giving his daughters over to white men, and nothing wrong with, if he wanted to date an Asian woman or go get him an Asian woman, wasn't nothing wrong with that. And really, as we got down to the bottom of the argument, really, because he had an issue with us saying we don't deal with these other nations. We don't deal with troglodytes. We don't deal with bush people, and we don't deal with mongoloids. You understand? And we don't deal with the wild men. You know what I'm saying? He was taking issue with what it is that we were saying, but why would you have issue with anything that we're saying when all we're doing is advocating for us, caring about us, and looking out for us? I don't have any tears to shed for some dead troglodyte over there in England who got rich and lived a wonderful, full life because of the oppression and suffering of people all over the earth. My tears and my heartfelt sentiments are for the people of Puerto Rico right now. So while the earth can worship some bitch that ain't never did nothing for nobody, that lived a delicious, wonderful life off of the backs of the suffering and the enslavement of people all over the planet. If you want to celebrate that, no sweat. That's what you want to do. But as for me, I can only love my people. I can only feel for my people. I can't worry about what's going on over there in England. I can't worry about some dead bitch getting sent off the right way while my people is stuck with no electricity, stuck with no running water, stuck with no flushing toilets. And that's our mentality and our attitude every day, because that's the mentality and the attitude that the Most High has towards his people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Every people should feel the same way. Every nation on the earth is allowed to care about their people and to prefer their people first, except for you, black man. Why is that? Except for you, Puerto Rican man, except for you, Mexican man. Why is that? Why are we the only people that can't care for ourselves? When we stand up and we say, man, I only got love for our people, they call us racist. They say we're a hate group. But right now in England, the whole entire country of England shut down because they want to celebrate this bitch dying. And I'm listening to the news, and all on the news, they talking about how she lived in service of her country and she gave so much to the English people. What did that bitch ever do? I ain't never seen that bitch hand out no food, never seen the bitch give nobody no water. All I ever saw her do was play dress up with all of the diamonds and the jewels from all over the earth that her fucking people stole. We supposed to sit here and watch this shit and marvel like it's something amazing. Who would? It's like it's nigh unto insanity what it is that we are faced with in these times where cruelty and evil and oppression is marveled at and admired as being royalty. Where cruelty and evil and oppression in death is celebrated as though its life was a glory and a blessing and a gift to everyone. When the oppressed should celebrate the death of their oppressor. And the oppressed should be free to celebrate, the end of the reign of cruelty. But when you are the oppressed and your oppressor is the one who's in charge of educating you and is in charge of programming you and is in charge of providing what it is that you digest as being entertainment or as being necessary information, then you're going to be celebrating the death of a tyrant. You're going to be celebrating the death of an evil, cruel monster on the planet. This bitch lived to be 70, 80 years old, sitting on all the diamonds and the gold and the jewels from all over the earth. On her throne, on her headpiece, on her crown is diamonds from some of the richest mines around the earth, where people have been dying for hundreds of years to mine those diamonds. On her chair is the depictions of slaves being put on the slave ships, and the conquistadors, or the settlers, or what they call them, the explorers of the new land, murdering and committing genocide against the indigenous people of this nation. When that bitch gives her last breath and she give up the ghost, we supposed to celebrate this hoe. We supposed to act like this bitch, the legacy of her progeny isn't one of murder, rape, robbery, and theft. But where do you go to be able to express that? Where do we have an outlet to be able to say, man, this is wrong? Why are we celebrating this evil bitch? Where do you have a voice to be able to say, yeah, she died, so what? Fuck that hoe. Like, we supposed to just eat it and swallow it down and just deal with it. Well, damn that. You understand? Damn that. Most High is opening up the internet and the airwaves, and we're going to be free to speak and say exactly what it is that we feel and to be able to express ourselves, because that is our God-given right. And so, on this day, I ain't got nothing for anybody except for prayers going out for the people of Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? But what about y'all? What y'all got going on this morning, man? Y'all tap in with me. Everybody let me know what's up. Who tuning in, man? We on the Facebook, we on YouTube. In the description, man, let me go ahead and put it in the chat right now. Put the invitation in the chat for the Zoom. If anybody want to join in on the Zoom, holler at me. Let me know what you're angry about this morning, man. I'm just angry about just the comfortability that this oppressor has with completely disrespecting and refusing to acknowledge our humanity. You know what I'm saying? Again, hurricane hit Puerto Rico. There's no power, but they celebrating some dead bitch and all the riches and the wealth that she's amassed. Right after they celebrate this hoe's death, then they're going to celebrate her son, who's an evil bastard. All her sons are evil bastards. One of them is a rapist and a molester. Was best friends with goddamn Epstein, who they murdered and killed in jail, so he wouldn't be able to run his mouth and tell about all the murder and the rape of children that be going on. Like the earth is like not a movie, but everybody sees what's going on, but it's like they're numb to speak. It's like everybody's stuck in the sunken place. And you're stuck in that sunken place because the sunken place makes you feel powerless to do anything. And that's where a lot of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people are in this country. You're under such heavy delusion and under such heavy propaganda and under such heavy brainwashing that you don't even know the words to speak to talk about how much you oppress. You don't have the words to speak to even begin to describe and explain what it is that you're suffering. But that's why the Most High has allowed us to be able to gain this knowledge and the wisdom that he left for us so we could be able to understand what it is we're going through. They got, you know, I don't know how many millions of dollars they paying to celebrate this bitch's funeral. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't got no money, to keep the economy afloat. They ain't got no money to fix, the infrastructure in these cities, which causing people to be able to go without water and go without electricity and go without power. They can't do nothing for that, but they can go ahead and send $80 billion to the Ukraine. When the Ukraine war started in the Ukraine, there was all these hashtags, pray for Ukraine, all this Ukraine love and worship. But when it happened to you and your people, they don't do nothing about it. They don't say nothing about it. We're going to do something about it. We're going to say something about it. This hashtag, pray for Puerto Rico, man. Puerto Rican flag on all of our profile pictures in the UPK. You go on my Facebook right now, that's what you're going to see. You go to the Angry Black Man Media page right now, you're going to see pray for Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Because we stand in solidarity with our brothers even when no one else does. Even when the oppressor could care less, we care. We give a damn. You understand? And that's how it always must be. We gotta, like I said, keep that same energy. We'll keep that same energy. While we suffering and we going through it, they want to celebrate and have a party for this dead bitch. No problem. Keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we're gonna take a quick break, man. We're gonna be right back. Hold on, where am I at? Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, here we go. We'll take a quick break, man. We're gonna be right back. Y'all live with the Angry Black Man Media. Hold on right quick. Again, I just typed in the link in the Zoom. Y'all want to tap in with me, man. Let me know what y'all got going on. What you angry about today. I know it's Monday. Some of y'all getting back to these slaveries. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all going through it. Let me know what you got going on, man. See something. Boom. Hold on. Man, all right, here we go right here. We're going to be right back on the Angry Black Man Media channel. Your man, Chief Sock G, man. Y'all tap in.
Bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. Got my... We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One west sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing. Click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving Halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up. All cause my delivery, I be on that prime shit. Take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Raid your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle. I got new aim, fresh kick, spit with the blick. Not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7. That's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to roaring down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big bursts of thunder in my hands like I'm raiding. Shitty Mortal Kombat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother out of bed, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. It's one west for that bag and we outside. outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, yeah, we outside. It's one west on them corners and we outside. We outside with it.
Damn right, man. Salute to my brother Todd Ward, man. Captain Todd Ward doing it big, man. We outside. Y'all know what it is. Listen, man, y'all tap in with One West everywhere we at, man. It's One West World, One West Takeover. Y'all check out my brother King Tower on YouTube, man. That's that. The song y'all just heard right there is called Outside. Find it on all your streaming platforms. Just type in King Tower Outside. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check out with 144 The Rebel. It's my brother Akkad Albert Ryan. Y'all check in with Daniel Allah. Top 3. You know what I'm saying? That shit buzzing all over the airwaves. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we just want everybody to know we some super extraordinary men, but we niggas just like y'all. We brothers that come from the same situations and circumstances y'all come from. We've just been given the opportunity to take hold of, you know what I'm saying, something which is amazing and something that is great and something that is transformative for our people, which is called brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? It's because of the brotherhood that we've been given, you know what I'm saying, by Commanding General Yohana and the generals and the captains and the officers and the troopers and the sisters that we've received from our King Yahushua Mashiach and the Most High, that we're able to do the things that we do. But don't look at us like we, you know, supermen or we anything more than men. We just men who have yielded themselves to the will of the Most High, man, and we doing what we're supposed to be doing. And when you stand for the Most High in that way, it's great. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing to know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I got somebody coming in on the Zoom. I'm gonna bring you on in. Armando, you in here? Hold up. Got somebody coming in for me. Coming in. Trying to get it off their chest. I don't see, you must have fell off. Rain's over here. Yeah, nah, you dropped off. Whoever that was that came in the Zoom, man, pop back in. Hop back in here with me. Everybody that's tuning in, man, y'all come on, tap in. It's the Angry Hour. Every day for about 60 minutes, we go live, talk about what it is that's going on in the world, talk about what it is that got you angry, got you vexed. This is your opportunity to be able to, what they call it? Damn, get it off your chest. What's it called when you explode on somebody and you tell them what it is you trying to tell them? This is the opportunity for you to be able to get it off your chest, man. It's a platform where this is our platform. Can't nobody stop us from saying what we want to say or doing what we want to do, as long as we learn to be able to operate within the boundaries that this oppressor has established. That's why when you hear me speaking about the oppressor, I'm addressing them as troglodytes. You understand? When I speak about any of these heathens, I'm going to use politically correct terms so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But can't nobody say that they taking offense, because I don't know anybody on the earth who's walking around calling themselves troglodytes. So if I say the troglodyte is the devil that the Bible speaks of, you understand? We're good to go. The algorithm ain't looking for troglodyte. The algorithm ain't looking for bushman. The algorithm ain't looking for the wild people. The algorithm ain't looking for goddamn, what we said we called them yesterday? The algorithm ain't looking for mongoloids. So we in the game. We good to go. You know what I'm saying? One thing that's vexing me, man, I got to stop watching some of these podcasts and these shows where these cats is interviewing rappers, because my entire youth is being destroyed by watching the interview with a rapper who I grew up with, bumping their music and listening to his shit and saying, damn, man, this shit gangster, this shit hard, this nigga, he been through it. And then you see him in the interview and he in his early 40s or late 40s, and you know, he's just a regular ass guy whose music was his job. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on some of this music, man. That music was the themes of my life. You know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to, you know, Scarface and UGK and 8 Ball and MJG and, you know what I'm saying, Cash Money and No Limit and 3-6. And I grew up, that music was, you know, I was in tune with the music. I was living what they was living. I was going through what they was going through. And then, you know, it's funny because when you younger, I remember being younger, man. I remember they had a movie called Backstage that came out. Backstage came out, and it was a look behind the scenes of the Rockefeller Rough Riders tour and also the Up in Smoke tour where the West Coast had did they thing. I don't know if y'all remember back then when they had them tours, man, but it was Rockefeller and it was a Def Jam tour. It was Rockefeller and Rough Riders, right? But they also had Redman on the tour, Redman and Method Man and Busta Rhymes and different acts was on the tour. Then a few months later, there was another tour that was called the Up in Smoke tour, and it was basically the old Death Row roster and then Cash Money. And I remember they had the documentary called Backstage. I remember DJ Clue had put out an album called Backstage, you know what I'm saying? And I remember watching that documentary, Dr. Dre saying, man, music is a business. We doing music and music is our job, but you know, a lot of the stuff we rapping about, ain't nobody really doing that stuff. If you rapping about killing and you rapping about selling drugs and you actually going out and doing that stuff, then you crazy. You asking to get locked up. And I remember being young and hearing that and saying like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So basically it's just entertainment to them. Like it's just, you know, they just making music. It ain't really like they living it. But it didn't really register that what Dr. Dre was saying. But now that I'm older and now that I'm become a man and I'm listening to some of these cats that I grew up on their music and they older and they got families and they got kids and they kids that went to college. You go listen to them in interviews and you like, damn, my nigga, like you a regular dude. Like you just a square, like you just a music making nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I never used to look at, when I was young, I didn't look at rappers like they was just music making niggas. I didn't look at it like music was their job. I looked at it like, man, they was living the life. They was, you know, hustling and getting money and moving packs. And then they just went to the studio and talked about their life, because I think that was the reality for some of the rappers that I came up listening to when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up on, man, Soulja Slim. You know what I'm saying? Soulja Slim from the Magnolia Projects in New Orleans, and I felt like Soulja Slim rapped about the shit he was living. You feel what I'm saying? I remember listening to the early Cash Money, that Juvenile 400 Degrees album, you know what I'm saying? The BG Chopper City in the Ghetto album. Like, them niggas was really, I thought I was listening to them niggas talk about their life. You feel what I'm saying? Who else? Hell, Rick Ross, when he dropped the Carol City Cartel album, Rick Ross' first album, Every Day I'm Hustling, I'm like, that's this nigga's life. You know what I'm saying? Who else was like that? Who else's music made me feel like they was really living that shit, man? Wu-Tang Clan. Listen to Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. And listen to the whole story them niggas was telling. Like, in my mind, these niggas' life being put out on wax for us to be able to understand what they live in. Hell, Dr. Dre and them, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gin and juice. I think them niggas is telling stories of their life. Only to grow up and become a man and now see them in interviews in their 40s and their 50s. And it's like, yeah, you know, we sat in the studio and we thought about this and thought about that. And then somebody was like, yeah, put this word in there. And, you know, we was just bouncing ideas off each other. And it's like, God damn, you mean the whole time this music that I grew up listening to was just some niggas, you know, trying to make some money. You niggas was coming up with a concept for a song. The whole time, this music that I thought was real nigga music, was real shit, was some shit that y'all niggas was getting writers to come and start out with the idea for a song, and then everybody got to write their verse, and now your verse ain't right, you got to fix it, man. You got to put this in there and put that in there. Make sure you talk about some Chris Style, man, because I got to deal with them every time I mention their name in the song. I get an extra 50,000. Like, I didn't know that's what music was, man. I thought music was some shit niggas was doing from the heart, was the shit niggas was doing from their soul. I thought music was shit that my homies around the way was doing, you know, trying to get out of the hood. Like, I thought everybody, that was music to everybody. Come to find out, music is a job. I look at these rappers nowadays. I look at Soulja, what's the nigga, NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? I look at who else? Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. I look at Lil Baby. I look at the Dub Baby. Right? I look at these rappers nowadays and I realize that, nigga, rapping is their job. Their career is rap music. And if they don't go in the studio and make a hit, then that they back, you know, working at a factory or working some 9 to 5. Like, I see it now. That music is somebody's job. They're just doing it to make money. And if they don't get in that studio, if they don't make a hit, they have nothing. I said all that to say the music that's being made in the ISUBK right now, this One West music that's coming out is a breath of fresh air to me, because I know that the music these brothers is making, they spitting about their life. They rapping about shit that they actually doing, shit that they actually experiencing. And you can tell the difference between a motherfucker rapping his life and a motherfucker rapping because he's trying to get a check. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to say that for a whole nother thing. I'm going to do a whole angry perspective on who I feel like not destroyed music, but who changed the culture. Because the culture of mainstream music right now is not what it was. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of bullshit that's being promoted and being spoon-fed to our people, and we don't even got no comprehension of what it is that's going on. Listen, of all the major genres of entertainment that's available to us right now, you got movies, you got television shows, you got all these streaming platforms and these streaming networks, you got all the sports, right? You got all of the live events, right? You got podcasts, hell, shit I'm doing right now. All of these various forms of entertainment, in order for people to make money, guess what they got to do? They have to provide you with an advertisement. Even, listen, I watch movie reviews, I watch breakdowns of shows, you know what I'm saying? And all of these channels where these streamers are independent, starting to see at the beginning of their videos, this video is brought to you by Manscaped, where you shave your balls and don't got to worry about cutting the skin, right? Like, everybody's taking a pause to plug their advertisers. But you know what never has had any advertisement? Music. Never heard, a soda break in the middle of an album. Or you never heard a break for, right back after these messages brought to you by Bloopity Bloop in a rap song. You want to know the reason why you never heard that? Because these rappers have deals with companies to plug their products into the music. I remember recently watching a documentary about the methamphetamine crisis that's going on in this country. And in that documentary, I learned that when it comes to making lean, right, which is a drug that is uses promethazine or codeine cough syrup and mixes it with different other liquids in order to be able to get you high. You know what I'm saying? They call it lean down south. I did not know that there was about 3 different manufacturers who made the syrup that goes into the codeine. And when I watched this documentary, it was like, yeah, there was a company called Activist. Then there was another company called, I don't know, Activist was one of them. Then there was another company. And then the scammers, the niggas who was hustling and didn't have access to the drugs, was mixing. Some of them was using was it Cairo? Some type of syrup they was using. Man, I think it's called Cairo syrup. It's a real thick, heavy syrup. It used to be, back in the day, it used to have king syrup. Like, you have regular syrup for your pancakes, but then king syrup was like a super thick, sugary syrup, right? If you was poor, you know about king syrup. You put some water in there, put you some king syrup in the cup, put some water in there, mix it together, then you pour it on your pancakes. Anyway, the scammers down south was using KO syrup and mixing it with different, flavors, and they was selling niggas fake cough syrup. But when I watched the documentary and I found out that there was, pharmaceutical companies that manufactured the brands of the different syrups, and I went back and listened to Future Music and all of the Activists and these other name brands they yelling out, I'm like, okay, why would a rapper yell out the name brand of a company that creates an illegal substance that people are getting high off of and that drug dealers are making money from? Did he just one day sit down and be like, yeah, you know what would be real fly is if I started screaming out Activists in my songs? Or did the pharmaceutical representatives for the company Activists come to him and say, hey, we got a business opportunity for you, Future. If you start screaming out Activists on your songs, then we'll pay you X amount of dollars for every, X amount of hits you get on your song. I'm about to look them up right now. Name brands of codeine syrup. I'm looking at it right now, see if I can get these name brands for y'all. Right? Okay, so Here we go. All right. Is this it? Nah, that's not it. I ain't about to do all that right now. I'm not even about to look it up. But like I said, when I realized that there were different companies who was making the codeine syrup that's being used to make lean, and I went back and listened to how certain rappers was yelling out certain names of companies, that shit ain't by accident, man. That shit is not, by choice. Matter of fact, I think promethazine is a name of one of the brands. One of the brands was named promethazine, and another one of the brands was named Activist. So these rappers that's in their songs and they yelling out these name brands, the name brands for people who was getting high, for people who, doing the drugs, yelling out the name brands was like letting people know, yeah, I'm legit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I was saying, my bad. I've been missing out on the chat. You know what I'm saying? Tussin. Sadak said Tussin. There was a bunch of different name brands, you know what I'm saying, for these different drugs. These rappers is yelling these names out because they getting paid, man. These companies is paying them to yell these names out. You hear these rappers talking about wearing Gucci and wearing Giuseppe and wearing, I remember the first time I heard about an Audemars watch, which is a rich watch that costs, 6 figures. But where the fuck they get the Audemars from? I remember when I first started hearing about Hublot watches. Hublot watches, whatever the fuck they is. You know what I'm saying? I went and looked it up. Goddamn watch like $1 million, $1.5 million. And I'm like, who put you on to buying a Hublot watch? Who put you on to buying a goddamn Terminator watch? You know what I'm saying? Who told you niggas about red bottoms? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I used to listen to a lot of Rick Ross. Rick Ross used to always rap about wearing Gucci. Gucci this, Gucci that. You cannot go to any Gucci store in the United States of America and find sizes for a nigga like Rick Ross or myself. Louis Vuitton doesn't make clothes for niggas my size. Tom Ford doesn't make clothes for niggas my size. So why am I hearing Rick Ross rapping about it? Because Rick Ross has an endorsement deal from these brands that if you shout our names out in the music, you put our names in the records, then you'll get X amount of dollars back. How would a nigga who never took any lean in his life know the name brand of Activist? If you're a rapper, your job is to be in the studio every day, all day. Your job is to rap. Your job is to show up to concerts and sing your songs and do your dances. Your job is to be at the radio station at noon for the place where you're performing later on that night to do an interview to promote your appearance in that city. When do you have time to be getting Activists and mixing it to make your codeine syrup? It's no way. It's impossible that you're able to do that. So how is it that you, being a active entertainer, making money, traveling from state to state, going from city to city, and selling your records and promoting your music, how do you have time to know the name brands of the street drugs that niggas are selling in the hood? Because you are an employee of the market. You're an employee of that pharmaceutical company. You're the lead front man for their the marketing portion of their budget. And that is where it comes from. But how many of us know that? How many of us are aware that rappers have marketing deals with pharmaceutical companies? I'm going to try to find this Dr. Dre thing for y'all right quick. This is Dr. Dre backstage where he said, Dr. Dre backstage, where Dr. Dre said, man, if you're doing the stuff you rap about in your music, then you out of your mind. Let's see something. Pull it up right here. Wait before I play it for y'all.
Nigga, my last album was 213. Still the beat.
Yeah, that's not it. I'm looking for Dr. Dre backstage interview. Man, that's 1992. That ain't it. Matter of fact, let's see if this is 1992. Yeah. is that Dr. Dre said in the interview, man, it's just music. Anybody that's out there doing the things they're rapping about.
Talking about the past. How close was Dr. Dre and the NWA family? All right then.
Yeah, this ain't the interview. That's not it. I'm gonna have to wait and pull it up at another time. I'm gonna have to go ahead and actually do my due diligence to make a video for it. But I'm gonna make a video showing y'all that rap music it's entertainment, like any other form of entertainment. And it took me years to be able to recognize that, man. It took me years to find out that all of these rappers whose music I was bumping and I was listening to and I was riding with, these niggas was just entertainers, man. Their job is to make good music. And if they don't make good music, then they don't have, they ain't got no money coming in. If they ain't got no money coming in, then it's back to the block. It's back to the neighborhood. It's back to working a 9 to 5. And who wants to do that? You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that's checking in, man. I see a bunch of, a bunch of y'all cats look like y'all from overseas. Appreciate you checking in. Fred Flintstone back in the pocket. Sadak, my brother Makwala. Appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and share. Let everybody know what's going down with Angry Black Man Media. You know what I'm saying? Probably later on today, I'll be doing a angry perspective, talking about this whole celebrating the death of this proposed royalty over there in England. Give a whole breakdown of that BS. You know what I'm saying? Because again, all of the suffering that our people have done and are continuing to suffer while these folks have gotten rich and amassed great wealth on our backs, for them to say that they want us to, for them to want us to celebrate this bitch's death is preposterous. Makwala said, is it safe to say that's where the dress code comes from, where they wear it? Listen, Makwala, these brothers just rappers, these entertainers, right? They don't decide anything for themselves. They are told what to wear. They are given jewelry to put on. Brother be like, man, I don't even like wearing jewels like that. I'm not even a big jewelry guy. The record label say, listen, man, we got you on the contract. You got to wear this jewelry in order to promote your brand. Man, listen, I don't even like these skinny clothes, man. I like to get my clothes a little baggy. Listen, man, you got to wear these skinny clothes because it's to help promote your brand. Man, these Balenciaga shoes, ugly as hell, man. I don't want to wear these. Listen, you got to wear these Balenciaga shoes because it is to help your brand. Now, why would my brand have to be tied to these goofy-ass clothes or to these jewels or to these diamonds or to this styrofoam cup? Because that's who's paying for my record deal. That's who's paying for me to go out there and make records and make songs. That's who's paying for the studio time. I listened to another interview the other day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mav Hoffa. Mav Hoffa did an interview with Guru. Guru was an engineer, still is an engineer, but he was an engineer in the late 90s and early 2000s for up there in New York City. Worked at SoundScan up in New York City. Also worked at the studio they had in Philadelphia. Rockefeller was coming up, right? And he was talking about how when all of the LimeWire and the Napster apps came out and they were selling the music for free, right? And transmitting the music through the internet, how it ruined the studio business. Meaning and then they came out with Pro Tools and came out with all of these programs where you could just have a studio in your own goddamn house. You could record your vocals. You could send your vocals to the engineer, and the engineer be able to handle it all at home. And there was really no need for you to ever have to come into the studio. You talk about how the studio game got ruined. Talk about how it ruined the camaraderie that used to exist between the rappers and the engineers, and how everybody coming to the studio and hanging out, it just was a bad thing, and how record labels was no longer providing any budgets for those activities because, hell, we had to put budget into your marketing. We got to put budget into being able to get you promote your music. Hell, we ain't going to make no money back off your album selling because everybody getting the music for free. So there's a lot less money in the budget. That's what happened to the end of music videos. You want to know why music videos stopped being popping? Because when everybody was stealing music for free, the record labels wasn't getting no money, so they started cutting the artists off. Well, how do you think they started to supplement that money that they was missing because of all of this free music being stole? The record labels went and got brand ambassadors, people who worked for these different corporations and different companies who wanted to promote their brands, And the record label started making deals with these different companies that if you give us X amount of dollars, we'll make sure this artist wears your clothes. We'll make sure this artist wears your shoes. We'll make sure this artist shouts out your drink. That's where it all came from. I remember back in the day, Jay-Z and them used to be yelling Cristal on the record, talking about Cristal, popping bottles, Cristal. I remember I was old enough to get in the club. I mean, to be in the club popping bottles when Cristal was still a thing. Cristal tasted like piss, man. First time a nigga popped a bottle of Chris and drank that shit, it was absolutely disgusting. Maybe once you spit that shit out. I was like, why the fuck they promoting this nasty ass pissy champagne? Then as soon as Jay-Z got hold of, then when Armadale Vodka came out, Dame Dash invested in Armadale Vodka. Guess what they was yelling in their songs? Armadale, Armadale, Armadale. Why? Because now it was their company. Then Jay-Z bought Ace of Spades. Jay-Z co-founded Ace of Spades, co-owner. Guess what drink Jay-Z started rapping about in his records? Ace of Spades. Well, there's no such thing as coincidences. You understand? I can only deduce from that record of him promoting brands in his music that at one point Jay-Z was being paid by Cristal. That's why he was promoting Cristal. Then his partner created Armadale and he was promoting Armadale. Then he created and co-founded a brand called Ace of Spades, and so now he's promoting Ace of Spades. Well, why would it be no different for the rappers with their Balenciaga? Why would it be no different for the rappers with their Gucci and they Louis Vuitton? I remember when 50 came out, Jay-Z, when he had to deal with Reebok, making S. Carter shoes. What shoes was Jay-Z rapping about? He's rapping about wearing S. Carters. Well, later on, when Jay-Z's rapping about Tom Ford, why is he yelling out Tom Ford? Tom Ford was a relatively not known company, at least not in the black community. Wasn't until Jay-Z yelled out Tom Ford shades on Tom Ford button up and that Upgrade Your song. He talking about a Tom Ford. Now here go every nigga want to go get him a Tom Ford suit. Like I said, Tom Ford don't even make clothes in the niggas my size. You understand? So how is it that a nigga like Rick Ross is rapping about wearing Tom Ford? Come on, man. It's marketing deals. So when you hear the rappers rapping about promethazine and rapping about lean and rapping about activists and rapping about this and rapping about that, that is the advertisement. That is where the promoters get their products. It's product placement. The music videos, product placement. You understand? You look at these celebrity bras. You look at that bra China, right? China with all them body modifications that she got. Do you think China paid for any of her surgeries? I'm talking about China. I'm talking about the Kardashian bitches, the Kardashian brothers' baby mother, right? This broad went and got all kinds of body augmentations from the finest plastic surgeons in the country. She did not pay a single penny for any of that. I would bet any amount of money. Those plastic surgeons came to her and said, we want you to be our canvas. We want you to be our promotion for these BBL surgeries that we want to popularize. Let us give you the perfect Barbie body. And in exchange for it, you get to be more beautiful and more fine and sexy. And that's it. We just want to, do something nice for you. She thinking they doing something nice for her. She gets all the BBL work done, all of the tummy tucks and the butt lifts and the breast augmentations. And China has a goofy Barbie looking body. For some men, they may say that's sexy. They might think it look good. I think it looks ridiculous, right? But think of all of the women who have paid $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 to get these surgeries, all based off of what China looks like. That's how marketing works. That's how capitalism works. You get someone who's famous, someone who's, got a name, someone who's got a reputation, and you let them market what it is that you want to sell. BBLs are famous and popular because of shows like Basketball Wives, because of Housewives of Atlanta, because of whatever these group of bitches doing these things these bitches do. All them hoes on them shows is marketing. They are being brought and they are being sold, and the masses who are digesting that shit don't realize that you are being sold a commercial. I remember being young growing up, they used to have soap operas, right? They were called soap operas because while the men were at work, or the stories used to come on, they were called those things because while the men were at work, the women were at home with the kids, cleaning and cooking and in the house, and they were being entertained with the soap operas. What was going on in the soap operas? They were promoting all different products during the commercial breaks that women would spend money on. Because it was designed to promote to women. That is what's happening today with your basketball wives, with your housewives of Atlanta, with all of these shows. None of it is real. All of it is soap operas. All of it is product placement. All of it is geared and designed to program you and to cause you to buy and spend your money in one way or another. A lot of these women got low self-esteem. They think they're not beautiful. They want to look like the bitch on the TV, not realizing that the bitch on the TV is being paid to go get a BBL surgery so that she can inspire you to want to augment what it is that you got. Hey, but that's going to do it, man, for the Angry Black Hour. It's your main man, Chief Sock G. Appreciate y'all brothers and sisters for tapping in with me, man. I'm going to come at y'all live again with another Angry Black Hour. If y'all got anything y'all want me to cover, man, anything that's on your chest, anything you want to get off, y'all could always join me on the Zoom. But if you're a little shy, don't be afraid to hit me up, man, on Facebook, Angry Black Man Media, on YouTube, angryblackmanmedia@gmail.com. Y'all, man, send me some topics. Send me some things that's going on that y'all want me to touch on, and I'm going to bring it, man. But every day we're going live for 60 minutes. It's the Angry Black Hour. Y'all can tap in. Let me know what y'all angry about, what's vexing you. Today, we praying for Puerto Rico. We thinking about our brothers and sisters that are suffering down there with no power due to the effects of the hurricane. So while the earth wants to celebrate some dead troglodyte over in England and Europe, you know what I'm saying, we're going to pray for our people. And through the work that's being done in the ISUPK, the Commander General Yohana, we are going to be able to establish and build the infrastructure that's required in order for us to be able to ones that will go help our people in these times of tragedy and in these times of need. We cannot depend on our oppressor. Seeing that we can't depend on our oppressor, it would behoove us to do the work that's necessary to be able to stand on our own. And that's what it is that we're doing here in the ISUPK. And that is what we're going to continue to do for all y'all brothers and sisters that tapped in with me. Appreciate y'all, man. We're going to get up out of here. Leave y'all here. Captain the car. I got you. Right here is called Dark Sands. 144 The Rebel on YouTube. Chief Sock G, Angry Black Man Media. I'ma holler at y'all.
Let it vibe real quick. Look. City eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. The colder than the avalanche, way above average. Offense taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they want, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.